Hi guys, this is Vivian from Melbourne PTE Studies Center. Today I'm going to do a video about the overview of PTE exam, and this video hopefully it can help for those who are the first time take PTE exam, which is the first time test taker. So basically I'm going to explain what is the difference between PTE exam as well as compared with IELTS exam, and what is the PTE exam structure. Okay, as you are new to PT, so there are some basic knowledge that you need to know about PT exam. So let's go and have a look at it. First of all, for those who are the first time take PT exam, what I can recommend you guys is I would suggest you to go through the Pearson website. Okay, understand your test score. So in the Pearson website, you can search for understand your score, and then it will show you the information between the PT academic compared with the IELTS, as well as the TOEFL and IBT. Okay, so let's say everyone knows IELTS, but not many of you knows about PT. So PT is a computer-based exam, okay? And in terms of the score, it's slightly different, if you can see from here. For PT Academic, depend on your target score. So for example, some students, they target for 50 plus, some 65 plus, and some 79 plus. Okay, so what does it mean by that? So for 50 plus, that's equal with 6 in IELTS. For 65 plus is equal with 7 in IELTS, and 79 plus is equal with 8 in IELTS. So if your target score is in between, then you can have a look at it. You can see if you aim for 6.5, if you aim for 7.5. What's the score requirement that you need in PT? Okay, right now, the next thing about PT exam is you can book directly through the Pearson website. Okay, and before you can book the exam, you need to create the account. Okay, so you need to log in and sign up. If you don't have the account, click on sign in, create your account, fill your personal information, and then you can book the PT exam. Okay, right now, what material or what document that I need to bring in my exam day? Well, basically, after you book your exam, they will send you an email and tell you what you need to bring in your exam. So you need to bring the brief identification, like the personal, identification. For example, passport. That's what I need. In terms of driver license, I don't think they are, they accept the driver license. So mostly you need to bring your passport, okay? Now, after you have done your exam, depend on the system. Sometimes you can get your score after 1-2 hours, but most of the time you're gonna get the score within 24 hours. But sometimes the server can be busy, so you may receive the result can take up to 7 working days. Okay, it really depends on your exam. Okay, but mainly after pretty much within 24 hours. Okay. 24 to 48 hours, I would say. Okay, right now, the next thing I want you guys to know is understand your score, because for PT, it's actually easier for me to understand your performance as well as to find out where you make mistake. Okay, for example, this is the score report that appear after you receive the result. Okay, it's gonna show like this, and in the score report, you can be able to see that skill breakdown. So this is called communicative skill, listening, reading, speaking, and writing. And the rest of them, they call enabling skill. So what's the difference? The score that are accepted, which is based on your communicative skill, if you see here. Okay, so that is called communicative skill. Now, in terms of enabling skill, this will help me to understand how did you perform in your exam, okay? Like for example, why this student have more than 79 plus for the rest of the skill except writing, right? So I understand where this would make mistake. How? I will look at her enabling skill, especially spelling, okay, as well as written discourse, as well as grammar, okay, because these three criteria come from your writing, right? So if you lose mark for your writing, then that's where I need to look at and find out what are the topics that you may not do well in your exam, okay? So for me, PT is quite easier to understand your performance as well as to be able to know where you make mistake, your weaknesses, and then we can work on it. So for PT, it's possible to get 79 plus, and which is compared to IELTS, it's difficult to get 8 in IELTS. That's what I'm saying. All right, now next one. I want you guys to understand what is the maximum and minimum score for each of the skill. So if you can see here, the range for the overall score is 10 to 90 points. Score for communicative skill is also range from 10 to 90 points. And enabling skill is also from 10 to 90 points. Okay, so that's the score, minimum score and maximum score. Now, I need you guys to go through the score guide. You can download it. So when you click on download it, it's open the score guide for you. Okay, let me go through this one, just briefly overview. So score guide for test taker. Now, this is the newest versions, okay, in the website. Versions 15, April 2021, which is just last month, okay? And if there is any updates, they will show you here. But most of the time, they don't really update anything new, except, you can see the score report slightly different. And if you can see here, the overall score, you can go through introduction. Go through the introduction, overall score, communicative skill, enabling skill, to be able to understand how the computer marks your performance, as well as, correct or incorrect partial credit, and how many question types in your exam. Okay, so let's go through it. Now for introduction, right? So this is, sometimes you see too much information and you don't want to read it. So I make a summarize of it. So in terms of overview, what is PT? So PT is, a shortcut for Pearson test of English academic. Okay, so we call it the PTE A. All right. So Pearson test of English, and it is an international computer-based English language test. So it is accepted widely, can be, in Canada, USA, in England and Australia, or even other country as well. But what you need to know about PTE, why people take PTE exam. So the purpose of it is, PTE provides a measure of a test taker language ability, which is similar to IELTS, and which is help you to apply for your education institution, whatever the course that you want to study, professional, and government organization. So especially if you want to apply for TR, temporary resident, as well as PR, permanent resident. Okay, so these are the visa require your English, pretty much your English ability. So that's how people they take PT exam, and which is these are the requirement for a standards of academic English language proficiency for the admission purposes. So it really depends. You can apply for working, like a working visa, apply for studying visa, apply for permanent residency. There are many purposes, but most of the time they widely accepted, by the government, education and professional as well. Okay, so that's one point. That is the the purpose of taking PT exam. Now, what test taker are assessed on? Well, basically, there are 4 skills in your PT exam: speaking, writing, reading, and listening. Okay. So in that case, how many topics in PT? Well, so I think this is the basic knowledge that you're going to need to know, because there are 20 topics in PT exam, and each test taker will answer between 71 to 83 questions, okay, in any given test. So it will come across 20 topics, and the total question in your exam is between 71 to 83, okay? If that makes sense. Because for me, if you read through this one, sometimes you don't understand properly, because first, it's too much information. Second, because the words they can use slightly different to how we understand it. So in the Pearson score guide, they call it 71 to 83 items, but it's actually 71 to 83 questions, okay? 20 different items type, which is 20 different topics, I would say, is make it easier, okay? All right. Now, next one, for PT, you have 3 parts. Part 1, speaking and writing, okay? Part 2 is reading, and part 3 is listening, okay? So you have 3 parts. Now, in this case, this is the one that I just created, but if you want to, have a better understanding, you can go through our portal, ptstudycenteronline.com.au, and you can click on PT material, and then there will be, a material called PTE Academic Time Management Card. This will help you to understand the overview of PT exam, okay? So you have 4 skills. You have part 2 reading, part 3 listening. And in part 3 listening, you have 2 sections, okay? So this is actually very helpful in terms of tell you about how to manage your time, as well as to give you an overview of the PT exam structure. Okay, so part 1, speaking. You have 5 topics, okay? The time given is between 30 to 35. Now, you don't have to worry too much about the timing, because computer will allocate the time for each of the questions. So basically, you don't have to, worry too much about it. You have read aloud, repeat sentence, describe image, retell lecture, and answer short question. So this is the correct order that you're going to have in your exam as well. How many questions? Read aloud, you have 6 to 7 questions. Repeat sentence, 10 to 12 questions. Describe image, you have 6 to 7 questions. Retell lecture, 3 to 4 questions. Answer short question, 10 to 12 questions, okay? So what does it mean? It means that the minimum is, so for example, read aloud, minimum 6 questions and maximum 7 questions, okay? Right, so that's it, part 1, speaking. Now part 2. Sorry, part 1, writing, because in part 1 you have speaking and writing together. For the writing, you have 2 topics. The first one is summarize written text, and the second one is write essay. Now, how many questions? As summarize written text, you got minimum 2, maximum 3 questions, and write essay, you got minimum 1, maximum 2 essays. Okay, so that is your writing module. The next one is reading. Now part 2, reading, you will have 5 different topics, and the time given to you between 32 to 41 minutes. So for reading, you need to remember you have to manage your time, okay? So that is one thing I mentioned in here. While I show you the time, you need to manage it, okay? So you have 5 different topics in your reading. Now, the order will be different. Whatever the order I show you here, it can be changed in your exam. So for example, you may have MCQ at the beginning, okay? You may have fill in the blank at the end. That is how it works. But you will have 5 topics: reading and writing, fill in the blank; MCQ single answer, reading, fill in the blank; read all the paragraph; and MCQ multiple answer, okay? For reading and writing, fill in the blank, minimum 5, maximum 6 questions. MCQ single answer, minimum 2, maximum 3 questions. Reading, fill in the blank, minimum 4, maximum 5 questions. Read all the paragraph, minimum 2, maximum 3 questions. and MCQ multiple answer, minimum 2, maximum 3 question. Okay. Right, so that is the reading. Now, next one, the last one is your listening. So for listening, you need to know that you have two different sections, section 1 and section 2, right? In the section 1, you have one topic, which is summarize spoken text. In the section 2, you have 7 different topics, okay? And the time for section 2 slightly different. And you need to remember for section 2 that you need to learn to manage your time. Okay, so that is something that I need students to remember, because if you cannot be able to manage your time, it's impossible to get good score. Why? Because the last topic in your listening is the most important topic for your listening and writing. So that is one thing you need to know about listening, time management. Okay. So for summarize spoken text, you got minimum 2, maximum 3 questions. Okay, and the rest of your section 2, 7 topic, I put it here, and you can be able to see that how many questions. MCQ single answer, minimum 2, maximum 3. MCQ multiple answer, minimum 2, maximum 3. Fill in the blank in listening, you got minimum 2, maximum 3 questions. Highlight correct summary, highlight incorrect words, select missing word. They are the same number of questions. The only topic that has different question is write from dictation. This is the last topic in your listening and the last topic in your PT exam. Now you will have minimum 3 and maximum 4 questions. Okay, and this is the most important one. So that's the reason why I show you the time in here, so you can be able to learn how to manage your time. Okay, right, so this is the overview of your PT exam. If you have any question, feel free to give us a call, or if you want to know about our course information, send us a message on our Facebook page, Melbourne PT Study Center. And if you want to know more detail about how the computer mark, I would suggest you to go through the PTE Academic score guide. You can be able to scroll down and understand, okay, what does it mean by oral fluency? What does it mean by pronunciation? Written discourse, vocabulary, grammar, and spelling, okay? So this score guide explains for you guys very clear about how the computer, mark your performance in your exam, as well as if you scroll down further, you can be able to understand what does it mean by correct or incorrect marking and partial credit. Okay, so here's the the overview, and you can be able to understand in more depth and detail in terms of the criteria, how the computer marks your performance. Okay, so just go through it, and I would suggest for those who are the first time take PT exam, this is the excellent material for you guys to go through. And if you have any further question, or you don't understand, you can go to our website, ptecenteronline.com.au. Click on PT Portal, you can access to the PT material, and you can also access to the PT Academic Time Management Card, which is going to help you a lot in terms of knowing your PT exam structure. So if you can see here, after you finish your reading, you have optional 10-minute break. Okay, so this is the optional break, so which is either you can take the break, or if you don't take the break, then you continue your exam. So it's not compulsory, okay? All right, guys, so that's all for our video today, and I hopefully this video can help you in terms of understand the overview of PT exam. Okay, bye from now. Thank you.